Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Anybody that joins in here later on, that's totally cool. We'll have the recording up and posted in the comments on both Pacesetters and Level Up. And after, I don't know, it'll probably be up tomorrow, just because it takes forever for it to load, and I can't stand that glare. So now you guys just get to see that nose. These glasses, I let somebody else pick out my glasses. And anyways, you know me, I get sidetracked. So tonight, I'm super excited because, first of all, Mondays are just kind of like that fresh start. You know, they can either be really chaotic if you're at work. For me, I always look forward to Mondays because I worked weekend midnights, and Mondays were like my weekend. Now, pretty much every day is like a day I work, and weekends I do go at a slower pace. I don't shut my business down. In fact, I signed a customer this weekend, and I have multiple new potentials. But I'll tell you guys what, it comes down to the fact that I've been super consistent. I've been very, very consistent, probably more consistent in the last 2 weeks than what I was all of January. Now, I signed some promoters in January, and I'll tell you what, one of the things I learned about new promoters, because I plugged them into the vault, I plugged them into the bot, and I worked with them. They asked me questions, but I put them in a chat, the 3 new promoters in a chat, because I knew they would all have, like, they're in a big chat too, but they're in a little chat as well. And I am working with them to share the daily bingo sheets that Brittany made. Because if people can get in the habit of just fitting those things in throughout the day, we're going to talk about this more on the Zoom on Wednesday nights. I'm not going to talk about it tonight. They're going to find their business is going to start to grow, and they're going to start getting more people reaching out to them and asking them questions and kind of sharing stories. So tonight, though, we're going to talk about a couple different things, and I asked Angie to hop on because I know her and her team have been really transforming their pages and kind of cleaning up their Facebooks, I guess you could say, a bit. And Angie, I think that it would be great if you just kind of shared some tips with everybody about how they can do that. And here's a couple reasons why you would want to do this in the first place. Because when you're sending out friend requests and when you're networking, you need to make sure that people know that you're just not going to spam the crap out of them. People don't jump on Facebook, guys, to be sold to. People jump on Facebook to get to know people and to read stories. How many times have you read a story and been so engulfed in it that you didn't even hear anything going on around you at your house because you were sitting there reading a story, and you were either emotionally driven by it, laughed about it, or maybe you just wanted to read the comments because you knew there was drama. There's a reason why there's popcorn like GIFs, right? Guys, come on now. And the reality of it is that people want to be entertained. They want to be entertained one way or another. So in order for you to get the people to accept your friend requests and stuff, again, we're going to talk about that more. Stacy is probably going to share a good bit about that on Wednesday night Zoom. But tonight, it's going to be about consistency. It's going to be about sharing, about cleaning up your profiles and some of the tips that you have, Angie, to share. We're also going to talk about a couple other things, which is burnout, getting burnout, okay? And we're going to talk about how you can avoid being like that burnout stage and what you can kind of do to exhilarate, your business. And then we're going to finish it up with talking about the last 10 days of the month, some really, really aggressive action that you can take with that and in your mind. So Angie, you want to take it away, and I'll mute myself for a minute, and you can share just what you guys have been doing with your pages and why you've been doing it and so forth.
Yeah. Okay. So we have been cleaning up our Facebook pages and really focusing on making our profiles more attractive and more relatable, because like Amanda said, when you send someone a friend request and they first come to your profile, if all they see is product, Lavelle, like they're going to think the only reason that you've added them is because you're going to try to sell to them. And that's not what we want. Um, your profile picture is the first thing that people see. And we've been following John Eric's social coach, and he's been giving us a lot of tips on making your profile more to appeal to people. Like, you want people to, see your profile and be like, oh, this person's interesting. Let me check it out. And starting with your profile picture, you want something that is like no Snapchat filters, like with the dog ears on your profile picture. You want something that's clean and crisp. If you have light hair like me, like I wouldn't take a picture with this like white wall like right behind me. I'd want something that kind of contrasts a little bit. The banners that they allow you to put on your profile, those aren't necessarily a good thing. If somebody sees your profile picture with Thrive across the bottom, or like 1, 2, 3, they're going to know that you're a Lavelle promoter, and that's going to be something they're not probably going to accept if they think you're going to be spamming them. And if your profile if it's not private and it's public, then they'll be able to scroll down and they'll be able to see your post. They don't need to see Thrive, 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 Lavelle, Lavelle, Lavelle. And a lot of people, they do. Almost everything they post is either a product post or it's a business post. And like, that's spammy. People are just like, oh, this person is only trying to sell. It's their only purpose of even having this profile. This is not a business page. You want your personal profile to be personal. You want it to be relatable. You want people to be able to connect with you. And so, like, stop spamming your whole entire profile with your product, because people are going to buy you before they buy your product. You want to promote yourself and your product. So be yourself. Find, like, I try to post selfies, but with my selfies, I try to post something that's, maybe like inspirational with it, not just about like the business. Finding your theme, kind of like branding yourself. Like, what is it that you want people, when they see your profile, what do you want them to know about you? What do you want them to see? I'm a stay-at-home mom. So when you go to my profile, you're going to see pictures of my kids. You are going to see stuff about the business. You're probably not going to see a ton of product posts, but you'll see more of like lifestyle, more of just what I do. In a lot of my pictures, I have my DFT visible. So I'm not, posting a picture of just my DFT, but it catches people's eye. People know that I have a DFT on. When you're adding people, you want to add, don't just go through and just add people just to add them. You want quality over quantity. You want to add people that you have things in common with, people that you can connect with. A good way to find people like that is using like Facebook groups, stuff that you have like common interest with, like TV shows, different foods, restaurants, pets, hobbies. Like if you are into yoga, join some yoga groups. If you're into hiking, join some hiking groups. Find groups that you have things in common with. Pets. If you have, a certain breed of dog, I promise you there's Facebook groups for it. And you can add it, add those people that you have things in common with.
And I'll tell you what, Angie, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'll tell you, I was one of those people, I don't have any hobbies. Like, I'm just being honest. I don't have any hobbies. Like, I tried. I suck. I'm not crafty. I'm not like somebody that likes to go and I don't know, like I don't have any hobbies. But I do like reality TV, like the real like cheesy stuff. Like I like that. I love reality TV, and the more fighting and drama, the more I want to watch it. Right. So I'm like, why have I never joined those groups? But I did join a gastric, because of my surgery coming up. I did join a couple gastric bypass and sleeve, which I'm having the sleeve. I'm not having the bypass. Anyways, I joined a couple of those groups. And the one though, I will tell you, within a day, guys, I had people friending me and people that they were just friending me like automatically. I didn't even have to send any friend requests out. And it's because I posted in those groups and I ask, and I'm trying to make it a point every day to post in those groups. Like just one time a day. And every day I'm meeting new people, and there's always posts in groups. This is a little trick, and I'm going to tell you this. There's always posts in those groups where people are looking for other people that are on Snapchat and other people that are on Instagram. I had to re-download my Snapchat because people are like, hey, I want to keep communicating. Like, I want to keep talking and following your journey and seeing your recipes and all of that. And it's huge, guys. Like, it is huge, because when you have a common ground with somebody, you're opening up those floodgates for them to actually want to friend you. And I have a girl right now, and then I'm going to shut up. I have a girl right now, because some of you guys know this and some of you don't. In that gastric bypass group that I met, she commented and her name was Amanda Jean Smith. That's my name. Like, we have the exact same name. Like, Jean is not a very common middle name. Amanda is, and Smith is, but Amanda Jean Smith, I was like, well, that's crazy. And that's her maiden name. Like, she's had that her whole life. And I was like, I've never met another Amanda Jean Smith. She friended me. She's posting. She's commenting. She hopped on my video last night I did. Like, these are genuine friendships that are building, right? So listen to what she's saying, guys, because so many of you get frustrated because you're like, I'm doing all the right things and people just aren't signing, people aren't joining, people aren't doing this, people aren't doing that. But guys, you got to realize it's not on your time, it's on theirs. But you've got to continue to do the actions, and then it's going to happen. Okay, Angie, sorry. I probably totally threw you off track.
No, you didn't. I have notes.
Okay, thank God.
That's definitely something that when people add people, they're either like just adding people just to add them, and it may be like from people you may know, don't really have anything in common with these people. But if you connect with people that you have these common interests with, like, you already have something to talk about. And how she was saying that she found someone with her name, that's a little tip that I'll do. Go up in Facebook and type in, like, I would type in Angie Taylor. There's a lot of Angie Taylors. And guess what? I can like add them. And if somebody like were to say, do I know you? Like, no, we just have the same name. So I thought I would add you. Like, it's a little bit of an icebreaker. That's something I do. I'm not telling you to go and friend everyone that has your name, but you could. I joined some groups I like trashy reality TV as well. And like, I love me some Bachelor. I do. And anyway, so I've joined like some Bachelor groups. I even joined like a Jersey Shore group. I'm not even going to lie. I did. They're hilarious. People are funny. And I like to post a lot of funny stuff on my personal profile. And those people are the ones to like it first, because we have, that's something that we have in common. So connect with people that you have things in common. Just constantly grow your network, grow your market. Do not just sell to your warm market all the time, because it's not going to go anywhere. You have to continuously grow your market. And best way to do that is by adding people that you have something in common with. So, okay, so covered that. And like I said, we're promoting ourselves and our product. So I get sidetracked with with the comments, so I'm not going to read them. But so, I mean, my tips are clean up your social media, have your profile picture attractive, you want it to be interesting. Your cover photo, John Eric said, it doesn't need to have really anything going on. Like, no people have like mine is like a marble looking background. It has no writing, no nothing. That way, like, when people look at my profile on the computer, my cover photo is not distracting. The first thing they still see is my profile picture. If they're on the phone and my picture's like right in the middle, there's nothing distracting in the cover photo. The first thing they look for is at my picture, and then they go down to my little bio section. Mine says, okay, it's got 3 things. I have like mompreneur, living my best life, helping others do the same. That right there tells people. And Amanda, can you get that question? Because I get sidetracked. So you want to give people like a little bit of information about you, but don't put that you're a Thrive promoter, that, like, you want it to be about you. This is not a business profile, it's a personal profile. So clean up your profile. Don't spam and sell with every post. Be relatable. Find your theme. Like I said, I post about my kids. I post funny things. Everyone that knows me knows I love food. So I usually I'll post some things about food. But I have a pretty common theme. I pretty much post the same type of stuff, and that's what I stick with. I add
Hey, Angie, I'm sorry. I'm glad you've got notes because I interrupt a lot. So you were talking about lifestyle posts, and I think a lot of people struggle with what to post sometimes. So, and I actually had this question on Level Up earlier. Somebody was asking about posts and things. And the reality of it is, guys, is that the more salesy you come off, the less like you are for somebody to reach out to you or to ask you about the product. Because if you throw up all the information about the product, you're telling them everything. So what are they going to have to message you? There's a reason why, and I hate even saying this term because I think people take it too extreme. People do, crap, I can't even think of the word right now. Attraction marketing. And you do want to do attraction marketing. 100% you want to do attraction marketing. But you also need to let people know that you're in business, your business is open. And one of the things, an example of a lifestyle post I know that Angie ended up signing Sarah because of was she was dancing in her living room with her kids at 8 o'clock at night when she was normally out. Yep. Right? And that to her friend, Sarah, was whoa, that's not Angie. That's not what she's doing. And I'm tired. I'm tired just looking at this. What's this girl doing? And the thing is, guys, is that's the kind of stuff when you hit people in places that they can relate to you, that's the kind of post you want to make. So for example, you got up and you were dancing and you were, having fun with your kids. All you have to say, you don't have to say because of my 3 steps or anything. It's just, I can't believe just changing 3 things or changing 2 things about my day. I am now have more energy than whatever. People are going to say, what 2 things did you change? What did you do? Right? And that gives you an opening to say, I'll message you. And I get it. People comment on your post and say, why can't you tell people? Why don't you want to talk about the price? Why don't you talk about what because I don't want to spam all over my Facebook with all this stuff. I'm going to shoot you a message, right? But anyways, I just want to say that because I think so many people overthink lifestyle posts. You know what? You went and you paid gas or you paid for your gas in your car with your commission check. I don't care if that commission check is $5, that commission check is $100. Somebody out there probably doesn't have gas money and they're scraping in their couch because guess what? That was me. That would make me say, what's this girl doing to get some gas money every week? Guys, listen, not everybody that joins you wants to make thousands of dollars, and not everybody that joins you wants to be a millionaire, okay? Most people that join you just want to keep their head above water.
Yep.
All right, Angie, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to answer Mandy's question. She said Paul doesn't understand why we're not marketing ourselves with the Thrive Banner. Love Paul. Absolutely adore him. I think he is I love him. I really do. But Paul is not a social media guru. He is not a social networking master, okay? He's just not. And someone that I will listen to when they talk about social media marketing is John Eric, because he's not in network marketing. He's in social media marketing. He will tell you, he knows the algorithm and he knows how Facebook works. You putting those banners on your profile picture cannot be a good thing. I'm not telling you not to, but just because Paul says, why aren't you doing that? That does not mean that you need to do it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you guys, a lot of times when Paul gets hyped up and he wants us to do something like that, I'll do it for a day or so, and then I'll take it back down just because he messaged me the other day and was like, have everybody put it up. So of course I had to put it on mine and I had to share it and tell everybody to put it up because like Angie said, he doesn't always realize the way that social media is now. And he doesn't know that probably over half of our friends list is getting spammed with messages. Will you post this on your wall for me? Are you trying to earn $3,000? Or, want to be a product tester or whatever, and getting spammed with messages constantly. So he's not understanding how much of a turnoff that is, because he's really kind of still in like the phone book stage. Like, I love Paul, but I'm just saying, you have to realize that, he does have, obviously the man is genius and he knows what he's doing, but to some extent, you have to remember that you're the one that has to friend people. You're the one who has to start those conversations and be relatable to people. And the more you allow yourself to come out, that's what's going to bring your relatability factor. Like, I can sit here and I could tell you stuff about Angie. I could tell you stuff about Amanda. I could tell you stuff about Sarah. I could tell you stuff about Jessica. I can tell you different things about them, because that's the kind of stuff like I know that they're posting, and I know what's kind of going on in their lives and what their kids are doing and up to, because they decide to share that. Some of you guys, I go to your pages and I'm going to be honest with you, you need to do go and like check it out. Like, just go to your personal page after tonight's Zoom, go to your personal page. And if you see more than 3 Thrive posts just scrolling down your page, hide them. If you're not sharing something about your life on a daily basis, you need to start. If you're not sharing something, just about vision or, in some way tied to like the opportunity. Like, I try to tie a vision, a lifestyle type of post or some type of opportunity every single day into what I'm doing. My lifestyle post this morning, or my opportunity post this morning, I posted about me being like getting up at 6 a.m. and, thriving and all of that. So I'm going to have to be a little trickier whenever I make my next post before bed. In fact, I might hold off because I might just make my next post about rest. And Stacy actually talked about that a little bit too, is like, don't make a post just to make a post. If it's not impactful, then you're kind of wasting your time.
Make sure it has value. Like, if your post doesn't have value, like, why are you posting it? Don't just post just to have a filler post.
Mm-hmm. Although if I find something really hilarious, I kind of can't help myself.
Yeah, I do too. But that's something that people are going to like, and they're probably going to share it. When I post like funny, inappropriate things, it'll get like 16 shares within, just a little bit of time, because it's funny and it's funny to everybody. Even if the person's not interested in Thrive, like, they still have a sense of humor, So post, don't just post about Thrive, post funny stuff too. Post about your kids, people love food posts. Like, post a picture of what you ate. When I see food pictures on my profile, I like them. Or I'll be like, oh, that looks good. Samantha Lyle posted like a picture of her casserole she cooked today, and I comment, I'm like, that looks good. Other people did too. So yeah, like, make sure if your post doesn't have value, and it could be funny value, but if it's just a spammy post just because you haven't posted, just wait. Less is more sometimes. Sometimes I only post a couple of times a day, but those posts will get more likes than if I posted 5 or 6 times a day. And another tip, if you're posting within an hour and a half of your own post, like, your posts are that's not good. Your posts are competing with each other and they're going to get buried. So do not post more than once in an hour and a half.
Amanda just said something too, and I got to say it because she's right.
Yeah.
About cooking. You guys, listen, I'm going to tell you, just like what Angie was saying, and then I saw Amanda say, it's like we were all like thinking like synergistically or something. The reality of it is like, people like food. Okay. People are obsessed with food pictures. There's a reason why food porn came about. People like to look at pretty awesome food and wish that they could make it and want to taste what it tastes like. Like, I made a Mississippi pot roast about a month ago. You guys, I cannot even tell you the amount of people tagged me after they went out and bought stuff to make the Mississippi pot roast. Okay. And it was like, I was like beyond like, what the heck just happened? Like, all these people are now cooking it, and it's all because I shared it. You know, Stacy goes live a lot with like the Instapot. Me, I thought I was going to blow mine up the other day using it. Like, I didn't know it was making some funky noise, you know? But listen, I share that. And because I share that, people are like, they want to tune in to see if it really blows up, or I don't know, to see I've dropped cakes in the ovens on lives. I mean, the reality of it is, and it was my husband's birthday cake too.
Naughty.
I know. But the reality of it is that food, asking people what they're going to make for dinner, what their favorite snacks are, meal prep, Instapot recipes, all of that stuff, it's always good. It's always good stuff because, I mean, don't do it like excessively. And for God's sakes, quit freaking sharing these recipes from pages. Guys, if you want to share a recipe from a page, copy the words, take the picture, post it on your page, and tag the page. Tag the page that you got the information from to give them credit. Just like you see those little photo credits by so-and-so, recipe by so-and-so. People like to be noticed on Instagram and Facebook. Okay? On Instagram and Facebook, tag the originator, and they will love you. And it looks better. Yes, Lisa said it over here. It looks better. Okay, Angie, I'm done. Go ahead.
I've pretty much covered my notes. A few days ago, like I've been adding people from this travel group that I'm in. Travel's like one of my most favorite things to do, whether it's going like 2 hours away or going 2,000 miles away. I love to get away. I love to travel. It fills my soul. Like it's just, I'm a gypsy at heart. I love to travel. So I've been adding people from this travel group that I'm in. Yesterday, my son had to have a breathing treatment. We have food allergies. We have asthma. Like it's just, it's the season for his asthma to act up. So we had to do a breathing treatment, and I posted a picture yesterday about the breathing treatment. And this morning I posted, like, this is a reason why I'm a work from home mom. And he was, like laying on my arm. I had 2 people message me that I added from that travel group asking how my son was doing and what do I do to work from home. They obviously, like, I'm not spamming my profile with Lavelle and Thrive. So they had to ask like what it is I'm doing, but they still ask because they're also, like, okay, well, how do you do that? What are you doing to work from home where, this is your full-time thing? So that's a business post, but I don't say anything about Lavelle in it. I don't have anything about the product. I don't even have a DFT on in that picture. It's first thing in the morning, and it's just one of the reasons why I'm a work from home mom is so I don't have to call in and miss time away from work, miss pay. I don't have to ask permission to stay home with my kids. I do what I do because of this. So just from adding those new people and making that post, I have new interest, and I've, no cold messages, no nothing, just posting about what I'm doing. But that's all my notes. So
no, I think that's a great way, to finish up your notes on that topic, because the reality of it is, guys, is that you have to remember it's like first impressions. I want you to think of that every time that you send a friend request out. What is your first impression? Go look at your profile before you send out messages or before you send out friend requests and say, would I join this person? Would I be interested in this person? And some of you guys might have to dig deep because, listen, you might be like me and not really have a lot of hobbies, right? You know what my hobbies, like legit, my hobbies are working, my kids, working, really raunchy reality TV, and I share that. And I love cheesy, girly, like comedic, like romantic comedies. Like, I love it. I'm like such a sucker. I don't care if it's like teenagers or it's like I don't know. Like, I just love it. I don't know why, but I do. And it's something my husband's like, God, you have the most awful taste in movies. But it's like the reality of it is that I'm not trying to attract a man. I'm trying to attract like people that are just like me, you know? So on my Facebook, I might put something that's totally inappropriate. And guess what? I might turn somebody off because of things that I post sometimes because I cuss like a sailor. And then I'm like, I'll pray for you next. I mean, the reality of it is that I will love you and I want to laugh with you and I want to cry with you, but don't be a dick to me. Like, I mean, I'll be honest. I told my kid tonight because she was going through some things. I told her, I said, I hope you realize how proud I am of you. I said, and I hope you realize that mommy would kill somebody for you, like with her bare hands. Like I would totally go scrappy with them. And she was like, Mom, I totally pictured like Scooby-Doo and Scrappy there. Like, great kid. You just like ruined my tough, like I'm trying to come off all tough and you're telling me I sound like Scrappy on, from Scooby-Doo. And it's like, great, I'm trying to be safe. But the reality of it is like, people will get to know you based on what you decide to put out there. So like, Joe, right now would be a very good opportunity for you to take a selfie and also take a picture of you on the Zoom. And then take it and overlap it. And you talk about how you were able to put your little one down while you were plugging into a meeting that you're excited about what's to come over the next, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and think about a post because I truly think you have to come from the heart, because if you don't, it's not going to be genuine. Just like my profile says that I'm a mom and, I don't even know what my profile says, but it almost always will say that I'm a mom and I like to help people because that's what I'm naturally drawn to, is wanting to help people and positivity and not dealing with bullshit and and sarcasm and laughing and smiling and kind people. And I don't like mean people. Like, I want to rip their heads off sometimes because I just don't like mean people. But what you put out there, if you send a bunch of mixed messages, it's almost like for somebody like me, like I'm super ADHD, in case you guys have never caught on to that. I'm like beyond levels, okay, unmedicated. And I literally, if you go to, like most people beforehand, when you went to my page, when I go on this day, I threw up and I'm super impulsive. It's a very, very like habit that I have to be very like, I have to keep control of because, like just being very transparent with you guys. Like I'm one of those people that could max out like all my credit cards in one day within an hour and then be like, oh my God, what did I just do? And not even realize what just happened. Like I'm that kind of personality. So for me, and I did that before when I was 18 years old and I had to live with that for the next 9 years of my life. Right. But the reality of it is like your page is the same way. Like if you've just thrown up stuff everywhere and it's like not intentional at all, you just look like another page. You just look like another page. And the thing is that people can't relate to that because they have nothing to see. It's like, just, I don't know. Some of you guys are like super OCD and you can't stand like a messy house. Like that's why I don't invite people to my house, because you already know that I'm going to be like a clusterfuck just by, excuse my language. You already know that I'm going to be like, it's going to be crazy probably at my house because of my personality and how I am and how I come off to people. I don't come off quiet and subdued, so they shouldn't be expectant that I'm like Betty Homemaker either, because I'm just not, right? And you don't see me talking about cleaning very often. There's a reason for that, because it's my least favorite thing to do, right? But thank God I have a good husband, and he totally does a lot of cleaning. And I have teenagers and an 8-year-old, and they do a lot of cleaning too if they want things. So, um, oh, Angie, do you have anything else that you wanted to say? Because I wanted to address this one topic, and then I wanted to go on to as we go into the next 10 days of the month, because I definitely want to finish up by like 10 tonight.
Nope, that's all I had.
Thank you, my dear. Who's going to be cleaning up their profile? Mine's already pretty clean, so I don't have to clean it up too much. But I'll tell you, like I said, I get impulsive sometimes, and I post like multiple times, and I'm like, oh, crap. And I go through, and what I do is I just hide it. I don't delete it. I hide it. How many times have you guys seen that watch party that I posted? It's like a running joke at this point. It's a running joke. I have deleted that watch party. I cannot tell you how many times I even physically went in, and it was posted 19 times, guys. 19. So chances are that I probably kept hitting share because I didn't understand what I was doing, and it went 19 times. That's how impulsive I am, okay? I want it done. I want it done now. So when it didn't share, I'm a culprit of my own time, right? So I figured out how to end it finally. Mine did the same. How did you end it? You're going to have to message me because I have gone in physically into my Facebook and I can't get it to end. So somebody asked, I'm going to move on because you guys know me. I will get stuck. Somebody asked if I delete inactive followers and friends on Facebook. Absolutely, daily. It's one of the most important things I can tell you that I do. So here's the deal. If I have somehow friended some douchebag guy that talks about women as bitches, they're going to be deleted and blocked. Okay? Because I don't need them. I don't want to work with them. They're gross and they need to like get their balls chopped off. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if they're kids. I'm so sorry. I have like no filter. Oh my God, I'm the worst leader ever. Lordy. But no, for real. Like, I don't want those people. So I'm going to delete them. So on their birthday, they get deleted. Okay. So that's what I tend to do. I always do birthdays. I really slacked on that for like probably months on end. I missed birthdays left and right. I missed birthdays. And I don't do Thrivers birthdays. I mean, I do if I get extra time later on in the day, but my priority is non-Thrivers. So what I do in the morning time, what I've been doing every morning when I'm doing my morning power hours at 6 a.m. and not fully awake, I go through and I shoot out messages. And you know what? Almost everybody tells me they're like, thank you before I'm even done. Like, it's crazy. I didn't even know that many people were up that time in the morning. It's crazy people. Anyways, but I send out birthday messages and I ask them if they're going to do anything exciting today. And guess what? People always reply. People always reply. And sometimes I don't wait. I wait to say, do you have anything planned today until after they say thank you? Because that way I can keep the conversation going back and forth, right? So when you go in to do your birthdays, click on their profile, see if they've been active, shoot them a message, and then if they haven't been active or they're just posting a bunch of really hateful, mean stuff that doesn't align with you, either unfollow or block. Like, I normally just unfriend, okay? Just unfriend. And then I move on. And I go to the next person. And I can whip out, 15 messages in the morning time to those people without even second guessing it. And guess what? Those are 15 people I now see in my news feed and in my algorithm. So I want you guys to realize that if you can get people to communicate back and forth with you, Facebook says, oh, hey girl, I do want to see you. We are friends. So now you're going to start to see them more in your newsfeed. I promise you this one tip right there is going to change your business. If you start getting rid of the inactive people and the people that you haven't seen for a while and all they post are recipes or share pages that they win stuff from. There's like this group of people out there. They go around to pages, guys, and all they do is share stuff. I don't even think they have like real profiles and they just share stuff like to win. And there's like this community. And I was like trying to Google it, but it's like a cult and I'm not allowed in obviously because I'm not one of them. I don't know. I can't find any information. Maybe they're using attraction marketing. I don't know. But I don't want to reach out to any of them either. So that's just the reality of that is. Okay, let me find my paper because I'll get off topic. I have a trucker's mouth too. I'm not even awake. I know. Okay. Happy birthday, bye. Okay, so 10 days. Okay, here's the reality, guys. We have 10 days, and those of you all that are on here tonight, like, I want you to freaking, like, give yourself a pat on the back, like, say, you know what, I'm showing up. Like, I don't know about the rest of you all. Like, some of your team might not be showing up. Some of the people, they might be at work. Like, I used to be at work. I miss Zooms all the time. Listen, if I ever on a live say, if you're not watching this video, then you must not be plugging in. Just know that I'm probably up in my feelings and I'm like, where's everybody at? Like, okay, it's not to be mean. I messaged Stacy and I said, was my video too red? She said, man, that wasn't red at all. And I was like, oh, okay, good. Because I feel bad. Like, I don't want anybody to ever feel like I'm being their boss. But if you're telling me you don't got any food for your kids, then yes, I'm going to kick your ass until you start working your business. If you tell me that you're like electric's about ready to get shut off or you're going to be homeless at the end of the month if you don't like achieve what it is. I have a couple people that are on here right now that they have very like ridiculously crazy stuff going on and they have no choice but to hit where their goals are at the end of the month. So it's time to zone in and focus. Eliminate the stuff that doesn't grow your business, guys. Start eliminating the stuff that doesn't grow your business. But with that said, we said we were going to talk about burnout. You will get absolutely burnt out if you do not spend time with your loved ones. Don't make, like, if you're not spending time with your family, with your kids, and I'm talking like attention, like actually giving them attention, putting down your phone. I have a rule. If you guys ever ask me for stuff, like 3-way calls, 3-way chats, between like 3 and 9 p.m., chances are I'm going to tell you no. And I hate telling you no, but chances are I'm going to tell you no because I'm going to probably have to let you sit there because my kids, I'm going to be at dance. I'm going to be doing dinner. I'm going to be doing bath. I'm going to be doing homework. And guess what? My phone's down. I will look at it in between, but I don't have time to go back and forth in a conversation. You guys know how sucked in you can get, you know? So it's not fair for me to say, yep, between 3 and 9, I can do that. Can I do it on Friday nights? Sure. As long as I'm not doing anything with my family. Can I do it on Saturday nights, Sunday nights? Absolutely. I can do that. But school nights, when there's homework the next day, chances are I'm not going to be able to do 3-way calls and 3-way chats, but that's why we have a team page. That's why we have team chats, because there's somebody that can, right? It doesn't have to always be your upline, all right? It doesn't have to always be your upline. And not everybody needs to be in a damn 3-way chat or 3-way call, guys. Like, promise, they don't. You just need to answer their questions. And if you don't know the answers, ask. And then you can answer their questions without adding a third person in there. But when you can't and you can't get the information, then that's when you want to bring in a third party validation, right? So over the next 10 days, some of you guys might be looking at the fact that your goals are out of reach. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. If you're like trying to go 200K this month and you're sitting at like 20,000 in volume or I mean, I'm wishful thinking, but Jesus criminy, like you'd have to be like some magical unicorn to make that happen. The reality of it is that you have to set your goals that are aligned with where you're at and what you can put into it, right? So the reality of it is if you want to go 4K this month or get back to the 4K rank, you need to look at where your totals are right today. 100% you can go, every single person, no matter if you were at 0 right now, can go 4K by the end of this month and can maintain 4K by the end of this month. Every single person. But here's where the difference is. Some of you don't have a network. So you're going to have to work 10 million times harder as somebody that does. So I want you guys to understand and quit beating your damn selves up about something that you can't change the past, but you can change the future. And things might not happen as fast for you as the next person, but eventually it will, and it will fall into place. But it's going to take being consistent. It's going to take putting in those daily action steps. But again, you have to that's where the personal development comes in, is that you have to stop beating yourself up for things that you can't control. And you need to start celebrating the things that are in your control. So I wrote down a couple things. Okay. Hold on. Actually, I'm not going to read what I wrote down. I'm going to read this instead because it's better. Habits of highly productive people. And this is going to help you reach your goal. If you have a goal by the end of the month to hit a rank, I want you to challenge yourself to first, in the next 5 days, challenge yourself to get halfway to that goal. Okay, from where you're at right now. So if you have 1,000 in volume, I want to challenge you in the next 5 days that you need to get 1,500 more in volume. Okay, in the next 5 days. Because if you have 1,000 in volume right now and you get 1,500 in volume, it's going to fit you at $2,500 in sales by the 5 days left in the month, the 23rd, which is my grandma's birthday. That's a good day. The 23rd, right? So by Saturday, you want to have 1,500 in volume. If you don't achieve that, that's okay. You're just going to reset your goal. And you're going to keep on pushing yourself to get closer and closer and closer. If you finished off last month with 1,000, challenge yourself to finish this month with 2,000. If you finished last month with 500, challenge yourself to finish this month with 1,000 or 1,500. And then you want to celebrate and reward yourself. Go watch a movie. Go take a hot bath. Okay, I'm that person, guys, that I don't ever take a hot bath for myself. The other day I did, and it felt so good. But it's like the reality of it is that you need to start giving yourself rewards for whenever you have completed your checklist. Set a thing of 5 or 10 things. If you're not consistent right now, just start with 5. Start with 5. Say, you know what? Every day I'm going to post about birthdays. I'm going to reach out to people, get in people's messengers with their birthdays. I'm going to post at least one time a day about my business of some kind. I'm going to post the stories daily. I'm going to add 5 friends daily. And I'm going to something. Listen to a live, read, journal. I don't know. Just pick something, okay, that makes you feel good. When you've accomplished that, then go do something for yourself. All right? You've got to balance the goals with that. So here's something I just broke down how you can finish. Oh yeah, and the other thing is too, and when I was talking about the 4K, so if you're going for 4K, you probably don't have a lot of people like really working yet. And that's where you need to focus on who wants to work. And if they don't want to, then you got to keep on moving and try to find more. But in the meantime, just try to work on being your own 4K. Listen, every single one of you guys can go sign some balance customers. Every single one of you guys can go sell some sleep customers. Every single one of you guys can go out there and talk to people. I get it. People are on a budget. People don't have a lot of money. Just work around it with where they're at. Like I told you guys the other day, number 3 on the leaderboard right now, those are pretty much all balance orders. I mean, look at the PPA number. It's all balance, almost all. So here is 12 habits of highly productive people. They review what worked. If you're doing something and it's not getting any results, it's time to change it up, right? So this is where you have to own your shit. Here's where you have to own your shit. I've been posting, Amanda. I've been talking to people. Let me see a conversation. Oh, I can't. I don't have a conversation to tell you because you weren't talking to people. That's the truth. So you have to first believe and know, are you reaching out and talking to people or are you not? Like I said, the easiest way to get into somebody's inbox is to compliment them and to tell them happy birthday. You want a reason to Instagram somebody? then you better start following a lot of people, commenting and liking on people's stuff. And then whenever they follow you back, you shoot them a message, you tell them how much you love their page and thank you for the follow. You're looking forward to following them more. Boom, you just sparked up a conversation, right? Or you can ask people where they're from and whatever. You can just go back and forth with people. So the next thing is, so if what you're doing is not working, then you need to shift it and change it up a little bit. If you see somebody else that is doing what you're trying to accomplish, ask. Communication is huge. You need to ask. Oh, somebody said something over here. Being told it's your fault you can't go 200K in a weekend. Listen, that boy needs smacked upside his silly head. How about he goes and beats 200K in a weekend? Sorry, there's a private message over there that said that they're being blamed for not like promoting quick enough. Girl, he needs a foot in his ass. All right, I'm done with that. So they recognize what didn't work. You have to recognize what it is. If you're not getting results, somebody said they weren't selling minis. What are you doing? How are you trying to get minis out? Are you sharing what the minis will do for people, or are you just sharing a picture of the minis? Because most people won't know what those minis are going to do for you. Now, imagine how impactful it would have been, for instance, Angie's video that I talked about earlier. If she would have said something like, if you want to be dancing in the living room with your kids at 8 o'clock at night, let me know, or whatever. Anyways, just got some kind of like back and forth, or even the people that messaged her to ask her what it was that she changed up, if she would have talked about, and she did, because that's how she did for Sarah, right? So in turn, that's how you get minis out, guys. It's not necessarily those posts of, hey, who wants to buy my $25 pack? Because really, I mean, if you think about it, if you're tight on money for the week and you've budgeted out that you have $100 for groceries, are you going to spend it on something that you see online? Probably not. So that's where your customers are coming from. But if they see that like they've been dragging ass and barely getting out of bed and they just need to feel good, and you're talking about how you got out of bed for the first time in I don't know how long and your ass is up moving, that's something somebody can be related to. Getting up and cleaning your house and dishes washed and laundry washed and folded. Who the hell does that in a day? Anyways, people do. So I'm not knocking you. There's a reason why I don't have a housekeeper, by the way, because they would probably quit on me and I get attached to people. So it's not a good idea. But the thing is that some people get up and they're like, zoom, 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 done. And I'm like, oh, what are they doing? Oh, you're thriving. Oh, I see what happens when you get up early and you take your Thrive capsules. You really do get shit done. It's like, whoa, I didn't know that. So I just want you guys to realize that if you're sharing like what you're doing in the morning, like you might think it's silly, but there's somebody sitting at home that's laying in bed watching Netflix underneath their covers that can't get out of bed because they don't want to get out of bed because maybe they're like tired or whatever, right? So anyways, if what you're doing is not working, start doing something different. Post the stories, do some polls, shoot people messages, ask them, if they would be interested. If they're posting that they're tired or exhausted, don't be afraid to message. Those are the people that you want to message. Listen, girl, I might be completely off base here, but I have something pretty incredible in my hands, and I see that you're posting about being tired and you need energy. How about instead of an energy drink, you actually give this a try? I have some samples available for a discount right now if you want to go ahead and, give it a shot, right? That's how you can reach out to somebody. The next thing on this highly productive list, the plan. I just said it. Make a list and check things off, and then make sure that you're adding rewards into that plan. Anticipate that most people are going to say no. Anticipate that 97% of people don't get on Facebook to buy something or to join somebody. Okay? So anticipate the no's. In fact, go after a hell of a lot of no's every day, and you're going to start getting more yeses. Write down your list every day. So we have that bingo sheet that a lot of us have been using. We also have in the files that you can print off, but honestly, just a plain old piece of notebook paper, guys. Write down your goals and check them off. For me, I like to have a little check. Good. Congratulations, Joe. Yay. I'm so proud of you. And Joe has been consistent. Even though she slept in this morning, she felt like she had to apologize for sleeping in this morning, which you never have to apologize for sleeping in. I'm surprised I haven't done it yet, and I hope I didn't just jinx myself. But the reality of it is, it happens, girl. Don't beat yourself up. And look, you signed a promoter today, so that's good. So write down your stuff, prioritize. If you hate sending messages and telling people happy birthday, make that your first thing you do in the morning. Okay. First thing, start putting your stuff that you don't want to do first. Do one thing at a time. I'm really bad about this. And I will normally be having a conversation with somebody and typing something. Like my husband will be talking to me and I'll be like, but I'm in the finished typing. So I'll be like, okay, hold on. You knew I was typing something. Why are you talking to me right now? And I'll tell him, like, I'll be able to pay attention to you as soon as I finish typing. But if I don't finish, I won't be able to because I'll lose my train of thought, right? So you want to start doing one thing at a time. Say, okay, I sent out friend requests. Check. Now I need to go and I need to message my birthdays. Check. I want to go and I want to post about my stories. Like I post the Instagram stories and Facebook stories. Okay, check. Like do one thing at a time and you'll get more done. Set boundaries. And I was kind of talking about this a little bit ago, guys, where you have to set boundaries and you have to say, you know what? Nope. I'm sorry. I'm not available at that time. Guess what? Don't feel bad about telling your customers that you can't answer your phone until after your kid's softball game. I'll get back to you after my kid's softball. I feel not an ounce guilty about saying that. I used to feel like I needed to message people back immediately when they message me. If somebody goes and signs up with somebody else because you took a little bit of time to get back to them, they're an asshole. You don't want them anyways. Save yourself the struggle later, okay? Like if somebody goes and sucks up all your time and asks you a whole bunch of questions and then goes and joins somebody else, karma will get them, buddy. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about that. So just set your boundaries. Have dinner with your family. Do homework with your kids. Shower your babies. Do what you got to do. Breastfeed in peace. Like seriously, like get some time for you, for things that you enjoy. Like don't feel like you got to be working 24/7. If you are more, if you have a list and you're going to be more productive and you're going to get more stuff done. I always tell people that I was probably the most productive when I was working full time at the hospital. 100% hands down. I was more productive when I was working full time because I had very little time every day to work my business. So because of that, I had to be super intentional. And when you start to get intentional, you realize, oh my God, I don't have to be chained to my phone. I literally can go and do the things that I want to do in life, spend time with my family, spend time with my kids, and run my business. Where right now, a lot of you are like, I don't know what I'm doing because you haven't got a rhythm going, but once you start to get a rhythm, you're going to feel fine. When I was working full time, honestly, I only had like 2 hours in the evening time that I really had to work my business. Sometimes it'd be 3. Sometimes I'd stay up later, but I would work like from the time Leah went to bed at 9 until midnight, 1:00 in the morning. And it was solid. It was like solid. Like that's all I did. I didn't watch TV. I didn't do anything else. I didn't talk to my husband. I didn't do like nothing. Like he knew like this is my time. Like I got to do it. In fact, he used to make little comments that I was like, in fact, tomorrow it's going to be very bittersweet, guys. Because he would make comments about the fact that I would probably made less than minimum wage. And I told him, I said, one day, like I'm going to make more, than what like the hours are in a day compared to minimum wage. And, that reality has come true. We're both home and I want other people to have those options. So damn it, that's why I show up every day. Cause I want you to have those options. Automate and delegate. So here's the deal. If there's things that you can ask other people to do, to help you so that you can accomplish your goals, then you want to do it. You want to have like more teamwork and kind of get things in the rhythm. So if you are married, okay, work with your spouse about things. If you are, like, because guys, I can tell you, marriages can get in trouble from entrepreneur spirits, okay, if you're not careful. And I'm not saying like it's the culprit, but I'm saying that you definitely can get very caught up in different things, and there's reasons outside of this business, that can be just, you can't fix things that aren't two ways, that both people need to want to work things out. But I can tell you that my husband definitely felt deprived when I was in my first business a lot. And I honestly, I mean, I'm guilty because I'm a workaholic. So I really made it intentionally for my marriage that I would set aside, time for him, and that I would put my phone down when we were having a conversation so I wasn't typing while we were having a conversation. I'm so guilty of that. But I want you guys to realize, from a spouse's point of view, from your husbands, wives, whatever, that at times they can see this. Even though they might be playing video games, they can see this, you working on your phone, and just saying, you know what, I need an hour of solid work time, and then we can go watch a movie together, right? I promise you, it'll be a lot happier life if you do that. So ask important questions. Again, I think I realize now why communication class, while I thought it was going to be a super simple class, was actually a very hard class for very many people, speech and communication. And I think the reason for that is that most people are afraid of how people are going to perceive their question, like they're stupid, or just that they really are clueless about what they're talking about, so they're not confident even asking it. But I'm going to tell you this, guys, you can never find a solution without without searching for the answers. And you can search from people that already know, or you can search from Google. Like, we're lucky there wasn't a Google when I was a kid, and we had to go like in the library and dig. And God, I really think I don't know how I like had any intelligence, because I know my ass wasn't digging in that library. I mean, I really wasn't at all. I don't even know how to like function in a library, to be honest with you, unless it's in alphabetical order. Like, I'm screwed. Just being honest. So, I mean, we're very lucky. So don't be afraid to ask questions, because here's the thing. You have to allow yourself to be a beginner, and you have to allow yourself to be a student. And the more that you learn, that is okay. Like, that's what you're here for. That's how you're going to learn. And you can go figure things out on your own, or you can just ask, right? You just ask. And sometimes you get the answers. Develop the habits. That kind of goes with the consistency that we were talking about. And then commit to continuously improve. I'll tell you this, and I'll tell it till I'm blue in the face. Commit to yourself to learn something new every day. Commit to yourself to learn something new every day. And it doesn't have to be something crazy. I mean, it can literally be like, for me, okay, I like to say, how can I have more highly effective habits? Well, I just told you 12. Right? The other day I posted, how can I have better reach on Facebook? Just, Pinterest has all kinds of stuff, guys, and they're great tips. You think outside the box. And here's the thing, is that sometimes there are going to be some stuff that you already know, but there might be one thing in there that changes the game. Just like years ago, whenever I was like on Instagram, I read the social media explore, or social media, I can't think of what it is right now, but it comes up almost, examiner, social media examiner. And they always have awesome tips on Instagram and Facebook, right? So I came across that back in June of 2013, and it was like telling me to use 30 hashtags. It was telling me to use things that I wanted people to search for. So what did I do? I got on Instagram and I was like, Hashtag it works, hashtag wraps, hashtags hair, hashtags everything that they freaking sold. And you want to know what? I signed a shit ton of customers that way. Why? Because I was literally hashtagging what people looked for. And that's how people find it, by hashtags. So don't overcomplicate the process, right? So you have to, if you learn something new every day, you are literally going to change your business. So anyways, I could keep on going all night long. You guys know this about me. It is 10 o'clock. Angie, I truly, truly appreciate you hopping on here and sharing tonight. Sorry, I started to read the comments on the side, the process. And I think that, you know, guys, Wednesday night, we're going to talk about IPAs, and it's going to be a great Zoom, you know, a packed Zoom that I'm going to time myself to shut up on. But the reality of it is, and I promise I'll try to not cuss because there's kids and I feel bad, because there should just be a warning. Amanda's Zoom probably is not PG. That's so bad. But I hope you guys got a little bit of like excitement and energy and motivation, and maybe giggled a little bit. And hopefully you go and you look at your page and you say, are you consistent? Are you learning something new? Are you coming and starting your day with a good attitude? Are there some things that you can work on improving? And then if you're overwhelmed by that, just focus on one thing a day. Focus on, you know what, I've got it. I want to get these birthdays out. I'm going to get in people's inbox, just tell them happy birthday. I promise you guys, nobody will ever be offended by you telling them happy birthday. Just don't say like they're old or anything like that. And don't ask how old they are. Like, don't do that, right? So, oh, yay. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you guys learned that. My daughter said shit. Oh, man. I'm going to hell. Such a bad influence. Oh, let me stop this. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm going to read